He was a man who lived at the crossroads of numbers and war, logic and chaos, confidence and regret. This is the story of Robert McNamara, a brilliant strategist, a controversial leader, and one of the most influential figures in 20th century American policy. Robert Strange McNamara was born on June 9, 1916, in San Francisco, California. A bright student from the start, he attended the University of California, Berkeley, where he earned a degree in economics. He later went to the Harvard Business School, where he quickly rose through the ranks and began teaching. Then came World War II. McNamara joined the U.S. Army Air Forces, where he applied statistical analysis to warfare, tracking bombing accuracy, survival rates, and logistical efficiency. His work didn't involve fighting on the front lines, but it saved lives and made operations more effective. He became part of a group of brilliant analysts known as the Whiz Kids. After the war, McNamara joined Ford Motor Company. There, he broke barriers by becoming the first president of Ford who wasn't part of the Ford family. In just 1 year, he helped modernize the company with data-driven strategies, focusing on safety and performance. But just weeks into his job, history called. In 1961, President John F. Kennedy tapped McNamara to become the Secretary of Defense. He accepted, stepping into one of the most powerful roles in the U.S. government. During one of the most dangerous times in world history, McNamara brought a new style to the Pentagon, one built on logic, systems analysis, and control. He modernized America's nuclear strategy, pushed for flexible response, and used data to guide military decisions. He was deeply involved in the Cuban Missile Crisis, working closely with Kennedy to avoid nuclear war. For a moment, the world held its breath, and McNamara was in the room where decisions could end or save civilization. But his greatest controversy came with the Vietnam War, under Presidents Kennedy and Johnson. McNamara became the architect of America's growing involvement in Vietnam. He believed that military might and data analysis could win the war. But Vietnam didn't follow logic. The conflict dragged on, casualties mounted, and public trust faded. By the mid-1960s, McNamara began to have doubts. He saw that victory might not be possible. He started urging for peace, but by then, the war had spiraled. In 1968, he left the Pentagon, his confidence shaken, and his legacy deeply tied to a war many believed should never have been fought. After leaving government, McNamara became president of the World Bank, where he shifted his focus from war to poverty for over a decade. He worked to fight global inequality, promote education, and improve health in the developing world. In many ways, this was his second act, a quieter legacy of service and reform. But McNamara couldn't escape the shadow of Vietnam. Years later, he began to speak publicly about his mistakes. In his 1995 book, In Retrospect, he admitted he was wrong about the war. He expressed deep remorse, writing, "We were wrong, terribly wrong." His honesty drew praise and criticism alike. Some saw it as bravery, others felt it came too late. In 2003, McNamara appeared in the documentary The Fog of War, where he reflected on his life, decisions, and doubts. He spoke candidly about war, morality, and the limits of human understanding. It was a haunting reminder that even the most powerful men wrestle with regret. Robert McNamara died on July 6, 2009, at the age of 93, in Washington, D.C. His legacy is complex. To some, he was a visionary man who modernized the military, prevented nuclear war, and later fought poverty. To others, he was the symbol of cold, calculated leadership, brilliant, but blind to the realities of war.